Welcome to the 90-day subscriber growth challenge video. Now, there's not going to be any fancy editing or anything like that. So if you have got a piss poor attention span, this video is not for you. I have not practiced this. I've written this up, but this isn't some scripted thing. I'm just going to run through this document. I'll also put a link below to the document so you can get it yourself. And then hopefully you can use it if you implement the changes to start scaling things up. So, why this challenge will change how you grow subscribers forever. Now, we're talking about newsletters. These newsletters are a great tool for lead generation if you do it right. So let's say you had 90 days to double your subscriber list. Would you bet on the current strategy that you're using? Would it flourish some nice results? Or would you still in a shit situation in 90 days time? And for most people, or not most, but quite a lot, far too many, that situation is a no. They wouldn't see results because what they're doing now is not doing anything. Now, it's not because you're bad at marketing. It's because in 2025 the rules have changed slightly. Say slightly. Algorithms are throttling reach more than ever. If you use LinkedIn like myself, you will know that that is the case. But that doesn't mean that it's stopped. It doesn't mean that it's now a shit place to generate revenue or generate leads. It's just changed, and things will change, and you have to adapt. And sometimes, like LinkedIn for an example, yes, the reach has gone down. Yes, the throttle's gone down. So what you have to do is get smarter with your posts, get smarter with your interaction, get smarter with engaging interaction, and just double down. Find out what's working, double down on that. So your algorithms are changing. Inbox providers are tightening deliverability filters. That's the same for cold outreach or newsletters. Audiences are drowning in value-packed lead magnets they're never going to read. I know what I asked for there. They will never read. What worked 18 months ago, such as generic checklists, random pop-ups, a few boosted posts. Although boosted posts do still work, but you have to do them differently. But I'll save that for another video. It's a slow lane. You can do all the right things and still see your subscriber numbers increase by only a handful each month. This challenge flips the script. So why listen to us, aka me? I get it. 8.2 billion people on the planet, 300 to 600 million businesses. Why the fuck would you listen to me? Now, I mean this politely. Most newsletter agencies are full of crap. There are some amazing ones out there, and I will always shine the light on the good ones because there are some top-notch ones. But there are also a lot of jokers out there as well. Now, I am building up a series of industry-leading newsletters, so I know what works. I know what doesn't work. I know what the difficulties are. I know what resonates, what doesn't resonate. Tactics that are garbage. Tactics that do hold some weight but are long-term, short-term. Yeah. So that's how I know what we do, because I'm in the trenches myself. I'm building up newsletters and building them up rapidly. To the point where I'm shocked because 10 years ago I tried setting up a newsletter and I did it half-hearted. And the progress was slow and I lost interest. And yeah. Then 3 years ago I started my own newsletter. That was slow initially. But after about 18 months I started picking things up. And then once that started picking up, I then started putting my time into more and more newsletters. One by one, they'd increase. And before I know it, you got 10,000 subscribers in little to no time whatsoever. So I knew the process worked. So that's why you should listen to me. That's why you should listen to us. And are we the best? No one's the best. How do we do a good job at managing and scaling newsletters? Absolutely. the consulting part of the business, what we do, that came later. That came after the newsletters, after growing our own newsletters, after scaling things up. So enough of that. We digress. What makes this different? The 90-day subscriber growth challenge isn't theory. It's a plug-and-play system built on real sprints that have produced explosive growth in industries where attention is expensive, competition is ruthless, and patience is short. Now, good thing about it, to bring up about the competition side, especially with AI, there are tons of newsletters out now. So why the fuck would someone read yours? It's ruthless, and you have to think. You have to put yourself in the position of the reader. What would you read? The good thing about competition is it weeds out. It not only pushes you, but it weeds out a lot of the nonsense as well. And you have to become good at something. Otherwise, it doesn't go anywhere. It's pointless. So, here's what you won't find here. Fluff, one-size-fits-all tactics, or endless to-do lists that just slow you the fuck down. They've got the C3R engine, which is the proprietary of capture, convert, and compound, and then retain, which is a framework that grows, engages profitable subscribers, not vanity metrics. If anyone's saying, look, our response rate or open rate or click-through rate is such and such and such, we show them in our documents, but we also point out that they are vanity metrics. What matters is subscribers overall, how they're growing month on month, and then what is the revenue return on the newsletter. Now, if you're a company, run your own newsletter, then obviously revenue is straightforward. How much new business is this bringing in? Whereas if you're doing an industry newsletter, then that could come through sponsorships, ad placements, affiliate marketing revenue, things like that. But those are the metrics that actually matter. The challenge kit, which is a separate document to this, but I'll put a link somewhere in the WhatsApp as well, so you get that. That's got things like cold outreach scripts, referral templates, pre-written posts to build up your newsletter and so forth. Just takes a lot of you'll have to personalize them to you, but it takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. And then it'll go down to a week-by-week plan that bakes in the boring but critical steps most marketers skip. And like I say, for me, it wasn't a case of just skipping it. It was a case of I didn't have a clue. So the 90-day promise: follow this plan and you will capture, convert, compound, and retain. By day 90, you won't just have more subscribers. You'll have a growth engine that you can run every quarter for consistent compounding results. Sounds good. Who's it for? I went all northern then. Who's it for? The challenge is designed for creators who want to grow an audience without relying solely on ads, businesses who are tired of stale list growth and low engagement, marketers who want a system they can plug into their team and run on repeat. Now, this is B2B. Some of the things like the paid ads and so forth, like that, they are B2C also. But in terms of like some of the list growth from social and outreach and so forth, that is predominantly B2B. So if you can commit to 90 days of consistent execution, you can run this challenge. And if you shorten time, the challenge kit will do, I'd say it says half in there. It won't do half. It'll do a small percentage of the work. You've got to be committed. You've got to put the work in. There is no quick fix, get rich within 30 seconds scheme. It's a load of bollocks. But there are shortcuts. There are quicker ways to execute when you've got the knowledge of what works and what doesn't. And this is one of them. So So, section 2, as we'll go on, is why the conventional approach to subscriber growth fails. And I'll cover everything in that, so forth. Section 3, I'll run through the C3R engine, which is the framework behind this challenge, and which is the weight of it all, basically. Which goes, C3R stands for C3R: capture, convert, compound, and retain. Most only focus on the capture bit. The convert as best as they can. The retain bit, everyone forgets about that. Everyone thinks, oh, I've got the lead, great. That is probably one of your most important, the retain bit, because once they are on your list, they are primed to a certain extent to buy from you. The first level of trust is there. So that retains a good one. It's a very important one, and one that many, way too many people ignore. So I'll run through all that. Set the rails. We'll talk about deliverability and so forth. That is a load of boring shite, but super important. And if you get that wrong, you could be sending 100,000 emails out, and only 3 people read it. So what's the fucking point? So, there's my phone going crazy. We'll lock all that in. Talk about list growth, how to get new leads, how to generate people coming to your mailing list, so forth. Run through it. The lead magnets, designing subscriber engines, you name it. There's tons of stuff in there. Capturing everywhere. How to be smart. Even little things like on 404 pages. Things like that people miss. Get it banged on. There's tons of stuff in there. There is tons of stuff. Some of it is piss easy. Some of it gets a bit complicated. And so, behold, that is it. So, if you want to get in on this 90-day subscriber, I will put a link below. It will be possibly a free webinar, and then we do a done with you service, which is, I think, I'm going to stick it out about 100 quid a month for each of those 90 days. Well worth it. And within those 90 days, your newsletter will not only be growing, it'll be solidified, everything will be in place, and it will be creating revenue, which is the most important thing to you, because you'll start getting money back. Okay? Cool. Check out the links below, and thanks for listening.